At first, Cosmic Princess Kaguya just looks insane. Huge names, beautiful animation, and action you don't expect it to go this hard. But that's not why it stuck with me. It's how the film takes an ancient story and turns it into something intimate about grief, online spaces, and finding connection in a virtual world. I'll be honest, I watched it because Shingo Yamashita was directing. And yeah, the visuals are incredible, but the reason this movie works goes way deeper than that. Meet Iroha. She's everything you'd expect from a model student. Top grades, beautiful, talented, the kind of person who makes it look effortless. Except she's barely holding on. She lives alone, works part-time, juggles school, budgeting, keeping up appearances. She's doing everything right, and it's crushing her. There's this early scene where she literally collapses in the middle of class, just passes out from exhaustion. And when she wakes up, she has to scramble to pretend like nothing happened, like she's still got it all under control. You can see it in her face. The exhaustion, the fear of being found out, the way her hands shake when she thinks no one's looking. The movie doesn't need to say she's drowning, you can see it, you can feel it. And that's when the music starts doing something interesting. It doesn't match what you're seeing, it matches what she wants to be, the impossible standard she's chasing, the version of herself that doesn't struggle, doesn't break, doesn't fall apart. The gap between those two things, that's where the movie lives. One night, Iroha sees a shooting star and wishes for money because she's broke, barely scraping by. Instead, a meteor crashes down and deposits a child on her doorstep, a baby that grows into a little girl within minutes. Her name is Kaguya. This is a disaster. Iroha's never taken care of anyone. She has 23,000 yen in her bank account. One shopping trip later, 13,000, gone. For someone already on the edge, this should be the breaking point. But something shifts. The soundtrack goes warm, hopeful, and suddenly you start believing that maybe, just maybe, doing the right thing will matter. As Iroha and Kaguya grow closer, what started as chaos becomes something gentler. Even with dishes piling up and finances in shambles, there's genuine warmth here, genuine joy. You watch Iroha smile for the first time, a real one, and then we see the VR world. The visuals here are stunning, massive, infinite, like stepping into a place where the rules don't apply anymore, where you can be anyone, where the weight of expectations just dissolves. For someone like Iroha, who's spent her entire life trying to meet impossible standards, that's everything. It's not just escapism, it's freedom. The film loves this world. The camera lingers on the scale of it, the colors, the sense of wonder. You can feel why she'd want to stay here forever. But freedom always comes with a cost. The final act involves a battle. Kaguya's people from the moon want her back, and Iroha and her friends fight to keep her. The action is genuinely hype, fast, brutal, surprisingly intense for what you thought this movie was going to be. And they're giving it everything, fighting as hard as they can, refusing to give up. But the music is already mourning. You feel nostalgia before anything is even lost. Everyone's still standing, still fighting, but the soundtrack is telling a different story, one of acceptance, of quiet acknowledgement that some things aren't meant to last. The movie understands something crucial. To break your heart, it first has to make it dance, to fill you with joy and connection and hope, so that when the inevitability comes, you feel it. Not as shock, not as betrayal, but as the natural, painful conclusion of something that was always temporary. Cosmic Princess Kaguya is a retelling of one of Japan's oldest stories, the tale of the bamboo cutter, a girl who falls from the heavens, brings joy to those around her, and must eventually return to where she came from. But this version makes it modern, makes it about pressure and identity, and the versions of ourselves we perform for others, about finding connection in the strangest places, and learning that even temporary things matter. The movie doesn't end on despair. It ends on understanding, on the quiet realization that the bonds we form, the moments we share, the people we try to be, those things leave marks even when they're gone. And that's why it sticks with you. There are movies that entertain you, movies that make you think, and then there are movies that use every tool at their disposal to make you feel something you can't quite put into words. Cosmic Princess Kaguya is that third kind. It's a movie that understands the gap between who we are and who we wish we could be. And it shows you that gap isn't something to be ashamed of. It's human. If you haven't seen it yet, give it a chance. Not just for the animation, but for the way it makes you feel something real even after the screen goes dark. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.